Today we are talking about the last Marvel Legends stream of 2023. It had a little bit of everything, some X-Men, a lot of X-Men, Wolverine, some MCU, a little bit of comic, but was I happy about it? And the real question is, where's Dakota? Let's talk about it. Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Strong Collectors Podcast. My name is Jordan, and Dakota is not with us today. He is on a well-earned vacation. He pulls most of the weight around here, so he's taking some time off, but we still had to bring you the news, a little bit of reaction to the Marvel Legends stream today. But before we get into that, I just wanted to remind everyone we do have a giveaway going right now. That is on, incidentally, another X-Men video where we speculated on what might be coming for the X-Men. So you can go ahead and go back to that video, check it out, and that explains the rules on how to enter. Just leave a comment there, be subscribed, and you will be entered for a giveaway, which is a really cool Dio piece. Right off the bat, the team gave us a look at the Red Widow figure. This had been... It was voted on in a previous stream as what they would reveal, and now we are seeing a in-hand look. Personally, Dakota and I didn't have a ton of knowledge about this character. I think we both read about her a little bit more since we found out about her. But this is a cool look of her in hand, as they talked about, sort of giving you the chance to round out your red guard a little bit more. So that is something that is coming at some point here. So that's something to look forward to. And right off the bat, they've got us into some MCU stuff. We have the Mark 85 Iron Man, which they did say is basically just a reissue of the Bro Thor Wave one. So you get the repulsors, your 2 extra hands. I think this is a cool armor. I didn't really love this one. Well, I think it looks pretty cool though. So I think it's a cool opportunity to get that one if you're looking for it. I don't really think it's too high on the aftermarket now, but that is there for if you want it. And they revealed this new Marvel Studios packaging, a little bit different from some of the Marvel Studios stuff we've gotten before. So thinking this might be something they're doing moving forward, because we also are getting another Iron Spider-Man. And I know what we're thinking, another Spider-Man, but, I think we've heard before that they do like to put out some of these MCU ones. Dakota and I are usually happy because we're not huge MCU collectors, and we get to save a little bit. But if you are interested in this one, that is coming out. Again, just kind of the flip hands, the fist hands, and you've got the 2 web effects. But that one also is in this newer packaging that it looks like, I'm going to guess, they'll probably be using a bit more moving forward. And then we also got into a comic reveal, which is a Sam Wilson Captain America comic figure. But this one has got wings. And I think that's pretty cool. I have never had this one, or the older version of this, but they did get into how they wanted to add the wings on there, gave him a new design for the shield. So there you can kind of see him in action there. And a bit of a look at what some of the wings can do. It does look like we're still getting the clip on the shield, which I'm not a huge fan of because I usually have that break on me. I know Dakota feels the same way. But if you're in the market for a Sam Wilson cap, this is right up your alley. But this one is going to be a Target exclusive that'll be available in spring of 24. So you have that to look forward to as a comic figure coming up. Also coming up is another version of Captain America, and this is the Hydra Cap, I believe as he's called, from the Secret Empire storyline. I know this was controversial for a lot of people because you saw Cap kind of go rogue. I think they explained it pretty well in the comic. This isn't necessarily my favorite look, but I think it's it's cool. I think that's a new design for the shield that people will like. And I think it's neat to see, even if they're doing another Captain America, it's at least not the same look. And they're kind of, I think, updated it, they said, on the Ultimate Cap body that they'd done before. And that one will be a Walmart exclusive coming in spring of 24 as well. And then the main event, kind of what people were thinking about, is the X-Men 97. Now, this had, earlier this year, of course, we got a couple of those. We got Bishop, Magneto, Wolverine, Gambit, Rogue, and Storm. Those have been out. People have had a chance to get their hands on those. We'd seen the other, just the day before, what some of the next wave of this is going to look like. But they were officially revealed by the team. And let's get into that. So first off, we had Nightcrawler. Right, I really don't love the head sculpt. I know Dakota doesn't either. This is one that we were hoping would be coming soon, maybe in more of a retro variety. This one just comes with the fists and the alternate head, so he's got kind of a smirk and a regular face. I always love my Nightcrawler with the sword, but I get it. It's kids' cartoons, so can't have that in there. But this is a Nightcrawler coming out. Dakota talked about how he might want this one and then just switch it out with an older head sculpt, which I could see a lot of people doing. But we do like Nightcrawler, just maybe not. It might be a little too stylized. I think sometimes that's the difficulty with these, is getting them to fit into your collection that isn't all in the animated wave. There's another look at them for you there. And this is one that neither of us were really, well, Dakota was hoping for in his vintage or the retro X-Men speculation, but this is the Executioner. I know Dakota's pretty happy about seeing a character like this. He's wondering if this means he's going to be in the show pretty prominently. I think he's hoping so, that it's not just kind of a one-off there, but he comes with a decent amount of stuff. We've got kind of the cannon there. I'm curious how that'll work with the articulation with like the waistcoat thing. I think that always makes it hard to pose certain characters, usually when they have that going on. But I think it's cool to see a character we haven't seen before, and I'm curious to learn more about him in the show. But to Dakota, you were right. You called it. And he gets the no prize for the month. Of course, we're also getting Magneto, who it sounds like is going to be pretty prominently featured in the X-Men 97 show. This is more of his look he had in the comics when he kind of took a turn at being a hero. So you've got the more bad guy looking Magneto in the other wave. This one, it looks like it's not really the ab crunch, kind of like the cut there. He just got the 2 extra hands and the extra head. So purple suited Magneto, first time look in the Legends line, which is kind of cool to have. And then we are also getting a Jean Grey. Now, this is where I start to get a little confused, somewhat upset at the whole VHS box line, because I did end up getting several of those ones. I think it's kind of odd because now we've had the Wolverine come out, which I think seems a little bit better. And then we've got this Jean coming out now. Of course, you need Jean Grey on the team. This one isn't really cel shaded, so that might appeal to more people when it comes to wanting Jean Grey. And of course, we've got a Cyclops. Now, this one did surprise me because he's got the optic blast effect. He's got 2 heads. One looks like kind of more of that blasting face where you can sort of port in that beam. He's got the extra hands. And this one's kind of weird because Dakota was running the numbers. We were talking about it and how this one would be cheaper than what the VHS one was, but this one comes with more stuff. So that's a little bit where I'm like, I probably didn't need that other Cyclops. I got him, so I was excited. But this one looks pretty cool. I think it's neat to give him the blast effect. But again, probably would have held off on the VHS one had I known this one was coming. I think it's cool, though, to have that effect in a Legend. I guess we've had that before, but nice to have it for this form of Cyclops. And I really like the VHS version of this. I think the keyed-in straps and all that stuff is a pretty cool feature. So I think this one will be good. I think people will be pretty excited about this. That's a cool pose. You can get them into kind of that classic look from the opening of the show. And this one also surprised me. We got Madeline Pryor, or the Goblin Queen, who we had previously seen and was going to be a tier for the Engine of Vengeance, which did not get backed. But they're saying this one is kind of a different look, somewhat different version of the character, so they can get away with that. It looks like, point of intrigue, she comes with a baby. So the team did not say what the baby was or why the baby's there. Dakota speculating is the baby Cable, which could play into, being a child of Cyclops and Jean Grey. Is that a plot moving forward? We will see. But they're really getting as much use as they can out of that baby accessory. So you know what I know? I'm wondering who's going to come with a baby next. Let's find out. So it looks like this is kind of a look at our wave here of Jean, Nightcrawler, Goblin Queen, Magneto, Executioner, and Cyclops. So those ones will be coming. So we got that to look forward to continue adding to your X-Men 97 line. But sticking on the theme of X-Men, it is the 50th anniversary of Wolverine next year. So we've been talking about this for a while, kind of speculating what might be coming for Wolverine. We've heard about there being some 2-packs, and we got to see several of them. Don't know if it'll be all of them, but we're going to take a look at what was revealed for that. So first we had a Brood Wolverine along with Lilandra. So we've known Lilandra was coming. I really didn't think she'd be coming in a 2-pack, but I guess it makes sense because she's a character I think a lot of people will want, and they added in a Wolverine with them. From what I was reading, I'm not super familiar with this version of Wolverine. I don't know if people are too excited about it, but I know people want Lilandra, and I guess it's a way to give us Wolverine. That's kind of different. They said he has a hinged jaw, which I think is somewhat cool. There's little poses for Lilandra there for you. And she comes with her extra hands and spear staff deal. And that's a kind of a look at the packaging that we're going to be getting for it. They're also doing the series of illustrations on the back, kind of homages to the original covers by artists. This one is done by Andy Kubert, and they said this is going to be showing up on some comic books. So McFarlane's been doing that with some of his covers that they also, with the figures, are showing up on books. So that'll be there if you want to add that to the collection. And then they announced that this one, will be going on pre-order tomorrow, or I guess when this comes up, it'll be today at, I think it's 11, I think noon Eastern, so 11. So depending on when you see this, you might need to hop on and order if you have not yet. We've also got another 2-pack, first of which is including the Cowboy Wolverine. So now we've seen the Cowboy Wolverine before, but this is a newer version of it. He comes with some playing cards, some extra hands. We talked a little bit about the deco on the cards, kind of having the Xavier logo on it, which is kind of a neat feature. But the main event from this 2-pack is something that a lot of people are excited about. Dakota's been wanting them for a very long time, and that is none other than a Jim Lee Sabretooth in that classic 90s costume. So he's going to come with kind of that bigger buck. Dakota and I were talking, we weren't sure exactly which sculpt he's on. Dakota asked if it was Omega Red. Can't remember if they said that in the stream or not. It doesn't look quite. Dakota's been wanting him on the Caliban build-a-figure body, would be his perfect Sabretooth. But it doesn't look like we're getting that. But I do think it's pretty good looking. I think you've got, I wonder with the fur thing, if that is just sculpted on there, hopefully, so it's not falling off. But there's a look of him in the package next to Wolverine. And this one will also be going on pre-order, so that would be Friday, today. So if you want to get that, hop on and you can snag your 2-pack of Sabretooth and Cowboy Wolverine. And then we also had another cover on the back, kind of another homage to a comic cover. This one's Adam Kubert, but again, that one will also be on a comic book. So if you want to get the comic to display with your figure, that is there as well. And yeah, that one, it's 12 Eastern. So, and that one is a fan channel. The previous one is a fan channel. This one is fan channel plus Amazon. So that's where you'll be able to find those. Our third 2-pack is going to feature Lady Psylocke with a more ninja Wolverine. I wasn't super familiar with this storyline. I had to read about it a little bit, but basically you got Psylocke getting brainwashed into thinking she's the Mandarin. Is kind of what I gathered. You can correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. That happens a lot. So they are giving you her along with, like I said, this more ninja Wolverine from sort of those storylines in the 90s. It's fine as a Wolverine. I don't really need it. I don't know if I necessarily would even need Lady Psylocke, but there might be those out there who've been wanting this version of the character. So if it is, that is out there. I'm not sure when this one will be coming, but we'll have to stay tuned. I'm sure we'll get that announcement before too long. And the fourth 2-pack, and maybe you can guess where this is going from the first one, but we've got a Wolverine as Patch. So when he's got kind of that suited look with the eye patch, of course. Why does he have an eye patch? When he regrow his eye? Is it just a disguise? Did he learn how to disguise himself from Nick Fury? I'm not sure. But I know this is an iconic look, having the Patch Wolverine with Joe Fixit Hulk. So again, they're in their kind of matching bro tuxedos. And this one looks more like the 2-pack Hulk we got with Bruce Banner, kind of that wider faced look. So you can get the two of them together, which I do think looks pretty cool. I am pretty happy with the Hulks I have, but I know this is a look that a lot of people like, and kind of an iconic cover. So this is a look at all these 2-pack offerings that we have. I think the standout for me is really going to be the Sabretooth. I think is pretty cool. I understand. I think a lot of people like a Landra. But yeah, so this is sort of the assortment of 2-packs that we have for now. Am I inclined to think those are all the ones we're getting? Maybe. Maybe there's more surprise ones. I could see that, but I think the fact that they're doing... This would probably be it as far as the Wolverine with another character. I would guess they wouldn't do more than that. But I've been wrong before. So you never know. And then, I didn't see this coming, but we got a look at a new Angel figure. Which we have not seen this version of it. Pretty sure since the Toy Biz days. Dakota used to have this one back in the day. And I thought it was pretty cool. with the wings, of course, being as sculpted as they were. But these ones look, I think, really good. They pointed out that there's 3 points of articulate, or I guess where you can articulate or move the wings, so you can see those 3 points there, and I think that looks pretty cool. That's a nice wingspan. We didn't really get a super good look at the back. I'm wondering if those kind of just pop in, how well they stay, but it looks like from the actual shot they had here, they have them on a flight stand, but I think that looks pretty good, and I think that'll be a cool addition for sure to the X-Men team. Not sure when this one is coming, but I'm pretty sure I could say Dakota's going to be grabbing it. Yeah, I might get it too. We'll see. Yeah, that's cool that the wings are tracked. Okay, I think I want them. And then, to kind of round things out here, we had a tease, as always, of what is to come for the Legends. I believe Dwight described this as like a fiery, otherworldly, something to that effect. I was still on the X-Men train, and I know a lot of people have been talking about a Rachel Gray Phoenix to kind of round out that Excalibur team. It kind of looks like it's porting into something, which I think in that vein, that would make sense. In our Fantastic Four speculation, Dakota wanted the new Human Torch. Could it be that? We've also talked about a Ghost Rider coming. Kind of has that flame look. But I don't know if that would, unless it like would port into the bike. Maybe? Am I overthinking it? Is it just X-Men related? That concludes the recap of the last Legends stream of 2023. As I said, overall, I'm pretty happy with it. I think there are some cool figures in there, some nice surprises. I always like getting surprised in the stream, so it was nice to not know everything that was coming. Some of it we'd seen, some of it we'd speculated on. But yeah, still cool to be surprised. What did you guys think? What are you picking up from this? Did you see figures you were hoping for? What are you hoping might still be coming from the Wolverine line? And again, be sure to check out that last Retro X-Men video to be entered to win our giveaway. We'll be drawing that in the next week or so here. So please be entered for that. And be liking, sharing, subscribing. And until next time, stay strong.